Department of Commerce. A few words for us. Ron?
Thank you. Thank you, Joy. I just wanted to remind people here that coffee's not allowed, so please take your coffee out. But most importantly, Joy, I wanted to say thank you to the World's Green Energy Symposium for making this possible for the last several years, because we have several of our strategic partners here. We have several of our clients here for our business centers. We have a few of our business centers here being represented. But the reason I've asked to present Joanne Hill with being able to back us up and being a reflection of what the federal model is of collaboration and to support us for all these years in terms of the hard work and dedication that federal government employees make in terms of finding solutions and not just listening to problems, but to making a difference. I want to say thank you very much, Joanne, your reflection on that, and I really esteem your value here in working with the World's Green Energy Symposium. So without further ado, I'd like to have Joanne come up and maybe have Joy read her bio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a word about the bios. All the bios are online, and you may have some of them in your information packets as well. Joanne, take it away.
Thank you very much. I thought I was going to be last.
Yes, well,
to bring this conversation full circle. I had some remarks that I had prepared, and I will share with you why I thought that I would be last, because the opportunities that have been just running through my head based on the presentations earlier this morning and that GSA and Army just presents an incredible amount of opportunities for small and minority business enterprises. I'm here today. Again, thank you for that wonderful introduction, and Ron, National Business Development Specialist. Delighted to be here, and again to welcome you to the 2015 World Green Energy Symposium. Ron is very passionate about this organization, and I see Dr. Gallagher giving me the nod. I've also met with another young lady, small business owner out of Seattle, Washington, who told me he made her come here today. So thank you, Ron, for doing what you do. To the visionaries, decision makers, leaders, policy makers who may join us today, buyers, investors, and innovative thinkers, I wish to thank you in advance for the knowledge and insights that you will continue to share today on smart solutions that will lead to a more eco-friendly green environment and earth. We've learned about a lot of those this morning. I have been completely enlightened. In alignment with our theme for my agency's 2014 annual report, Growth, Diversification, and Transformation, the green energy industry presents job creation, innovative solutions, and economic growth for America. Through green solutions, we will increase sustainability in our communities, cities, and of course, throughout the United States. The innovative solutions that this industry generates will create jobs that provide cities, states, and our nation the ability to make wise investment in critical infrastructure, improve schools, manufacturing, and as you've heard this morning, office buildings, residential, and commercial real estate property. The green industry will create pathways to a stronger middle class. As a nation, we depend on these to compete globally, and that's an invaluable contribution. So, a little bit about MBDA for those of you who may not be as familiar. We participate and support programs that support the growth and expansion of minority business enterprises across America, and we see a lot of familiar faces and also build a lot of new relationships. For those that are not as familiar with my agency, let me start with an introduction. The Minority Business Development Agency was established in 1969 and is the only federal agency solely dedicated to the growth and global competitiveness of minority-owned firms. This past year, MBDA turned 45 years old. 4.5 decades of advocacy and championing parity for minority business enterprises. Our programs and services better equip minority-owned firms to create jobs, build scale and capacity, increase revenues, and expand regionally, nationally, and internationally. Through our national network of more than 40 business centers, we provide strategic business consulting that allows firms to access capital, both traditional as well as alternative sources, access contracts, public and private sector, and access markets domestically and internationally. According to the U.S. Census, nationwide there are approximately 5.8 million minority-owned businesses that contribute over $1 million to the U.S. economy. They employ about 6 million Americans and create millions more in jobs through their economic activity. And as you heard in my introduction, this past year alone generated nearly $7 billion from our vantage point at MBDA, and just over 30,000 jobs created and retained. At MBDA, we are honored to serve the minority business enterprise community and acknowledge the pivotal role that these firms will continue to play in strengthening the U.S. economy. It is our goal at MBDA to support their continued success in strengthening the economy and creating and retaining jobs that Americans need. So a little bit about our economic environment. And looking at our current economic climate, there's good news to share. Since the beginning of President Obama's second term, the U.S. economy has seen consecutive quarters of GDP growth and consecutive months of private sector growth. Yet, despite the economic improvement we have seen since 2009, the federal government has been forced to make difficult choices in the past few years, and we will continue to have to make difficult choices in the years ahead. Federal, state, and local governments are facing shrinking budgets and will likely continue to. And this is precisely why we need innovative energy solutions that has been talked about this morning by GSA and Army that will provide and promote sustainability, but equally contribute to the budget constraints that we face as a nation. The federal government will have fewer and fewer resources to invest, and we will have to make tough choices as to be as efficient and effective in our efforts as possible. Even with all of the changes that will occur within government, currently, the federal government is the world's largest purchaser of goods and services, totaling more than $600 billion each year. Now, for those of you in the audience who have experience doing business with the federal government, and even if you do not have experience yet, but have heard of a few stories, we may all agree on one word aptly used that describes the process as unique. And let's also agree that as the world's largest purchaser of goods and services, the unique business of the federal contracting remains big business for a majority of business owners. There's more good news to share. Whether you're looking to enter or expand your business within the sector, you have a wealth of resources at your fingertips. In fact, starting at the highest level of government, you have the backing of President Barack Obama, who has made a commitment to ensure that all U.S. businesses share in the jobs and opportunities created by the federal government. Through the MBDA nationwide network of business centers that you heard Ron mention, we have a few here with us today, and I'd like for you to raise your hands wherever you are. There, our South Bronx. And we have 44 of those nationwide, and we have a lot of strategic partners. I was just sharing with my colleague that work very closely with the Atlanta Regional Office, which is where I came from before coming to headquarters, GSA, who does a wonderful job reaching out to small and minority business owners, and Army as well. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that they have one of the best in class small and minority business programs in the nation. We do partner with those organizations to increase the probability of success of minority-owned firms. Again, our business centers help to identify and access public and private sector opportunities and facilitate those for our business owners. Our business centers also help you gain greater insight about accessing global supply chains and leveraging opportunities in construction, IT, healthcare, and advanced manufacturing. Last year alone, again, our agency generated nearly $7 billion in contracts and financing for minority business enterprises while creating over 30,000 jobs, creating and retaining. And we expect that number to continue to spike this year with the changing demographics that are taking place in America and the growth trends in the economy continuing to move north. Teaming arrangements, joint ventures, and strategic partnerships are the critical assets of a thriving business and are a prudent approach to expediting the growth and expansion of those businesses. Partnerships do matter, especially for business owners who desire a higher level of success in public and private sector contracting. To the members of the minority and women-owned business community here today, we are here to help you in this targeted community. Additionally, I would like to highlight some of the other programs and services of my agency. MBDA has had a particular focus on promoting minority business expansion through global supply chains, emerging industries such as this, and alternative financing solutions. 95% of the world's consumers live beyond the boundaries of the United States. They have 80% of the world's buying power. To not at least consider the global marketplace puts an unnecessary restriction on your company's growth. To answer the growing demand for technical assistance to expand access to international markets, MBDA has invested in multiple business centers throughout our network to help seize opportunities abroad and identify global partners that ultimately create jobs here at home. I should also add that minority business enterprises have a competitive advantage for doing business internationally because of their linguistic and cultural ties. Our Global Pathways business centers for MBDA are located in San Antonio, Texas, Chicago, and Los Angeles, very strategic locations. South America, Asia, and Chicago focuses on Africa. And I should also add that our network of business centers do not have borders. So it doesn't matter if you're looking for a business center and they are in South Florida and you are in Minnesota, our business centers can help you. They will help facilitate introductions with key and strategic partners, and oftentimes, as was noted earlier, everything is going mobile. So you don't have to be sitting in front of the person to provide them with access to resourceful information that they can use to help grow and expand their businesses. For those of you that are here today that have an interest in expanding and or exploring opportunities in the global economy, I would encourage you to visit one of our 44 business centers, and they will assist you with a meeting and facilitating a meeting between you and our U.S. Department of Commerce Export Assistance Centers. They have approximately 100 of these U.S. Export Assistance Centers located across the U.S., and they are available and ready to assist you. The U.S. Export Assistance Centers will help coordinate an introduction between you and international trade specialists to set you off to a smart start in pursuit of this global economy and exposure to the wonderful resources that are available to you. At MBDA, the Business Center Network also includes expert consultants that help firms enter new economic sectors, again, such as healthcare, IT, advanced manufacturing, and of course, green technologies. So no matter your business need, we understand that one size does not fit all. So we invite you to explore the full range of services provided at each of our MBDA business centers and our vast public and private sector partnerships. We have several that I've spoken with here today, and we look forward to continuing to build, forge, and strengthen those partnerships. In fiscal year 2014, our agency experienced a 6th consecutive year of record performance. Again, putting Americans back to work. As an agency, we are honored to serve as a catalyst in helping minority business enterprises realize the full potential of their businesses. MBDA and our business centers